Metro Ghetto.
Welcome to this week's Ghetto
Vlog.
Vlog.
Not log.
Vlog.
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 We practiced that as well. We are here at Stafford Toy Fair. And yeah, you excited?
Yeah.
Second toy fair in as many weeks. And yeah, me and little man are going to see what we can find in here. From here, we're going to head to Stafford CEX whilst we're in this part of the country. Hunt for some more essentials and see what other retro bits they've got in there. But yeah, man, what are you looking for?
Lego figures.
Lego figures. Okay, I'm sure there'll be plenty of them. Let's go. That t-shirt I want, that's what I want there, that. Classics. Yeah, they all are now, aren't they? Wish I'd kept them all. Let's go see what we can find. Mega Drive clone. Does it play Mega Drive games or does it? Yeah.
That one will be 60.
Yep. Okay, mate.
Hello, have you got enough for that?
No, mate. Before he was Kratos.
Nice.
Okay, that was Stafford County Toy Fair. A little man managed to pick up, what you got?
Ninjago helicopter.
Lego helicopter, you happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. I picked up a toy and a game. I'll show you guys what I got when we get back. We're going to head into Stafford now. Whilst we're down here, we're going to check out the CEX, so let's go.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Bet he's cold.
He is.
It's not a bad life. I'm sat here, I'm playing Infernax, I'm watching WrestleMania 15. I'm about to watch Bartgun get destroyed by Butterbean. Yeah, it's a good WrestleMania, this one. When a WrestleMania opens with Boys to Men and finishes with The Rock and Stone Cold, you know it's a good one. And yeah, I'm going to try and get myself through Infernax tonight. And cheers. Oh dearie. If anyone's watching this that isn't familiar with wrestling, this ain't fake. WWF once upon a time thought it'd be a good idea to do this thing called Brawl for All. The wrong man won. Basically it was like real fighting. Oh. And this was basically his punishment for winning a tournament that they didn't want him to win. Yeah, that's as legit as it gets, folks. Good night. Good morning, and let's kick off this vlog properly, shall we? Last night was brilliant. I had such a good night. Before I knew it, it was like 1:30 in the morning. Really enjoyed watching WrestleMania 15. Yeah, just brought back a lot of old memories, man. And as I was watching that, I was playing Infernax, and I got to the final boss and he handed me my backside, right, in no uncertain terms. And so what I had to do was sort of backtrack, do all the side quests and stuff to upgrade all my armor to the max and the weapons to the max. Normally I don't like doing things like that in games, but I've enjoyed this game so much that I don't mind sort of doing everything. So I've got myself to a position now where I'm almost like at max level. So hopefully today I'll be able to take on the final boss in Infernax and get that beaten. But it's just been a mad few days. I need to show you guys what I picked up from Stafford Toy Fair and the Stafford CEX, but I was just really sort of all consumed by Wednesday's video, which was not only the room tour, but sort of like a compilation of the whole room build all put into one video. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. I love that video. It's really nice for me to have everything in one place, this whole sort of room build. Yeah, it took a lot of time. There was a lot of like different sequences to film, and I went through sort of like, I don't know, 10-15 hours of like vlog footage from when I was building this room, sort of narrow it down to like a 20-minute compilation. So yeah, really enjoyable, but very time consuming. So we're making a bit of a later start to the vlog this week. But before I show you what I picked up, I just want to show you quickly some of the changes that I've made in here as a result of filming that little game room tour. I wanted to get a few things put right before I filmed it, so let me just highlight those to you guys now. So probably the first change was on the Sega wall. I just decided to fill in this gap. So previously I had all the spines on show here, right, where last week's episode we put these shelves on. I have just decided to fill the gap with the artwork. Just makes sense, right? And then obviously, as and when I add more games, I'll just remove these and continue that way. But yeah, it just almost looks more complete like that. So that was one of the small changes that I made ahead of the room tour. Also, I put Ryu on here. I think I spoke about the fact I was going to do this, but I've now done it properly. It just fits perfectly in that gap. I made sure that I affixed him to this unit and not to the wall, so it's easy to move if I ever need to move the units or anything like that. But yeah, I think it works really well there. I still need to find a home for the Leviathan axe, but for now, it can just sort of guard the back door. That's not a big deal. And the only other change that I haven't showed yet, because I didn't come out here on the room tour, is found a home for Batman. I think it looks pretty good out here, right? Because it's that kind of, is it Forex? I always forget what it's called. That like sort of plastic material. I'm hoping it should weather okay out here. But yeah, I just think he fits in the gym quite nicely, and it's kind of got my mind racing as to what the possibilities are now for the rest of this wall. I did once upon a time speak about getting some sort of graffiti done out here, but having seen how good this looks and how clear it is and how much it pops, I'm thinking maybe, you know, if I had like God of War or a load of Street Fighter figures, maybe some like quite muscular characters for a bit of extra gym motivation while I'm out here working out, right? But yeah, I'm definitely thinking that was £3 well spent right now. And yeah, not a bad day today, certainly better than the grey miserable one we had yesterday. So yeah, that's pretty much it, apart from just general tidying up. I've still got loads of parcels, we're going to get to those shortly. But yeah, let's take a look at what I picked up at the Toy Fair and CEX. Okay, so Stafford Toy Fair, really fun day. I think I touched on it last week on the vlog. I just really want to spend as many sort of one-on-one days as I can with little man. Mini Ghetto's coming imminently, and yeah, I'm just trying to spend as much sort of father-son time with little one as I can. And he had a great day, he loves it. So yeah, Stafford Toy Fair is kind of the perfect fair to take a little one. NEC is so busy, there's so much going on, there's so many people to stop and talk to. You're there so long just to do one lap that it's probably not the most kid-friendly, but Stafford Toy Fair is a lot more relaxed. And yeah, he had a great time. You've seen his pickup. He had his Lego Ninjago helicopter or something, so he was happy with that. I also, thankfully, managed to find myself a little Lego figure. I got one for the army. This is one of the Roman soldiers. Sadly, he's not got the piece for his helmet or his shield. This was supposed to be £5. Because those were missing, the guy let me have it for £3. I'd rather have had it complete for £5 because that was still a good price. But as I've said before, I'm just picking any condition of these up that I can if they're a good price, because over time I'll sort of Frankenstein them together and make complete ones. But yeah, just another one to add to the collection. And I did manage to pick up a game. Shout out to Unit 3 Collectibles. I often see these guys when I'm out and about at toy fairs, and the game I managed to pick up from them was for the Mega Drive, and that is King of the Monsters. This was originally an SNK 1991 arcade fighting game, and it got ported to the Mega Drive in 1993. It also apparently got a Super Nintendo release. I wasn't aware of it, so I looked into it. It's very uncommon from what I can see. I don't know if there was a UK release. I've had a look and I've only managed to find unboxed copies of this in Germany on eBay. So yeah, the jury's out on that one for me. On this, you can sort of choose from less monsters than you could on the arcade version, and there's less stages as well. I think you can sort of choose from 1 of 4 monsters on the Mega Drive version. And the way it plays is like a one-on-one fighting game, but similar to wrestling, you sort of have to pin your opponent for a 3 count. This is one of them games that it's not expensive particularly. I think CEX sent it for £20. I got a really good price on it, but I needed to because the condition's not very good. I think I've spoken about this before. Unit 3 Collectibles, they came across this sort of massive warehouse that was just full of amazing stuff, right? But sadly, a lot of the stuff that had been sat there in this very weathered conditions for years and years and years didn't survive too well. So you can see on the front of this, look, it's very weather damaged. Part of it's actually like stuck to the box itself, so if you tried to like take it off, it would probably rip. The insides are fantastic. As we open it up, the manual's in good condition, the cartridge is in nice condition. It's such amazing box art as well, right? I mean, look at that. So it is a shame that it's somewhat damaged, but I got this for a fantastic price. It had 30 on the back. I actually got it for 15. CEX sent it for 20, but it's just a game that I'm actually intrigued to play, and for £15, I'll take home a Mega Drive game that I need all day long. So yeah, shout out to Unit 3 Collectibles for that one. And then from there, as you guys saw, I made my way to the Stafford CEX. Primarily, I was looking for PlayStation 3 Essentials. Now, originally when I got there, I was quite happy. There was quite a couple. There was like 2 or 3 that I wanted, but sadly they just weren't in the condition that I wanted them to be in. I think there was a Midnight Club one, but it was like sort of all damaged on top of the sort of artwork. And I think on the spine, and similar with the Little Big Planet Racers game. It didn't have a manual, wasn't in the best condition, and I'd rather find these in good condition if I can. But I did manage to pick up a couple of games whilst I was there. So I got one of the PlayStation 3 Essentials ticked off. I got Indiana Jones 2, so it's the Lego Indiana Jones 2 game. I mean, this is just £4. Yeah, another one ticked off the Essentials list. And then this next one, I didn't even know this existed. I had no inclination really to buy Xbox One games. It's very rare I do so. I certainly had no inclination to buy a sports title from 2001. But when I saw this, let me take the sticker off so I can give you the full effect, right? Once I saw this slipcover and this artwork, yeah, I knew this was something that I wanted to add to my collection. I'd never seen this before. Let's get the last sticker off. So that is NBA 2K1, but it's the Mamba Forever edition. Shout out to Kobe Bryant. RIP to the legend himself. As soon as I saw this, I just thought it was really nice. It started to come through on camera, but this is like embossed. It's got like gold foiling on it. Really sort of beautiful artwork. Captured the legend himself. And yeah, it's just like my little homage, really, my little way of paying respect to Kobe. Really nice artwork, and yeah, just an absolute legend. That sort of Mamba mentality, right? I've watched a lot of Kobe's videos, very inspirational guy. And yeah, as soon as I saw it, I thought, you know what, I need to bring that home with me and put it in the collection. So nice addition that. So yeah, I came home with a couple of games from Stafford CEX, and I've got quite a pile now of new additions building here. So I think it's time for a game cleaning and putting away montage, right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so that's all the games cleaned and put away, except for PS3 Essentials. Now, I knew the day would come when I would outgrow this shelf, which is why I'd always left this shelf here somewhat clear. So I think the plan is to sort of move everything along, start PS3 Essentials there, and then work that way alphabetically with all these sort of standard spine games. Okay, so I had no intention of coming here today. The plan was to actually enjoy the 3.0 after working so hard and getting the latest iteration done. The plan was to just chill out and enjoy the room, right? Play some games, drink some tea. But as you can see, I'm headed to my local. Reason being is I am ordering a very heavy hitting game. A game I've been after for a long time. I've got some stuff in my bag that I need to trade in. Also, I'm going to hit up a few charity shops because I could do with finding some more stuff to trade in, right? Every little helps towards a game like this. So that's the reason for me nipping out, to soften the financial blow of the game that I'm ordering, which will be coming to the channel very, very soon. So yeah, that's the plan. Fly to charity shops, go CEX, and then I'm going to go home, relax, enjoy my room, honestly. Don't collect VHS. Okay, so it always seems to be an experience whenever I visit Game. I wasn't planning on going in, but it said closing down sale. It's sad to see any store that sells video games closing down off the high street, right? Especially if people's jobs are at risk, but yeah, every time I go in, I leave thinking there's no surprise that this company's failing in some respects, because so they had a section on the shelf that was 2 for £20. Now, it originally caught my eye because they had Borderlands, the game that's got 1 and 2 with it. I thought, oh, pick that one up, check to CEX, it's £13 trading, so I thought, well, that's worth £10, I'll add it to the collection. And then I noticed that they had Assassin's Creed 3 remastered. It's £16 trading. As I say, I'm buying this real heavy hitting game from CEX, so I thought, well, if I spend £20, I can get £32 trading round the corner at CEX. So I grabbed that, I said, can I have 2 copies of this? Took it to the counter. She said, we haven't got any in stock. I said, okay, that's a shame. I'm not sure why it's on the shelf. And then she said, actually, it's a code in a box one. And I said, well, that's not the one that's on the thing. Like, it's actually the physical copy. And then I said, okay, well, I'll take Borderlands. And then she said, oh, that one's also code in a box. Well, I said, no, because on the box itself, it says one game's on the cartridge, one's downloadable content. She said, oh yeah, but that's not the one that's in the sale. So well, why is that one on the shelf? And then she said, it's actually not in stock. Borderlands 3 is. It's £46. It just kept going from bad to worse. I said, I appreciate she's just a member of staff. I said, look, why are they on? It's a bit misleading. Why are they on the shelves? Oh, we get paid to advertise them, so they have to be on there, even if we don't have them in stock. Yeah, it's just become all too a common occurrence going into game and getting that kind of strange customer service. But alas, I thought I'd found a little loophole. I thought I'd found 2 Assassin's Creed 3s for £20, but not meant to be. A couple more charity shops before we head back. As you can see, I've made it back, and as you can see by my attire, I am chilling. It's actually evening now. I've been really busy today. I didn't really find much in the charity shops whilst I was out and about, not in terms of games anyway. I did what I set out to do. I traded my stuff in CEX, I got my vouchers, I ordered that game. Hopefully it's going to be here in time to do maybe a CEX lottery on Wednesday. Fingers crossed, man. Cross your fingers for me, guys, because yeah, I really want to be adding this game to my collection, but we'll get to that. I didn't come home empty-handed. I did pick up one thing, a heavy hitter of different proportions. I found this in a charity shop. I had to carry this all the way around the town. Oh, a 10 kg metal weight. This was in a charity shop with quite a few other sort of bits of gym equipment. £3 that was, and the going rate is kind of like £2 per kilo, so £3 for a 10 kg weight was an absolute bargain. They also had like an EZ bar, but that had already been sold sadly, because I would like one of them for the gym as well. But I'll take that, even though yeah, my traps were definitely feeling it by the time I got back to my car. But yeah, managed to not come home empty-handed. That, the vouchers, the games ordered. I've still got all them parcels to open, but that's going to wait now because I've been wanting to sit down and do some gaming all day. I want to get Infernax finished. There's also another game that I've been sort of desperate to play, right? So if I get Infernax finished, I'm going to start this new game that I've been wanting to get involved with for quite some time. And yeah, I might throw in another WrestleMania as well. Let's do that. Yeah, man. Really enjoyed it. Can't recommend this game highly enough. One of them games that I've genuinely got nothing negative to say about it. Nothing at all. Enjoyed every minute of it. That's game number 16 of the year, I believe. Yeah, on to the next one. The other thing I want to say about this game is there's a lot of replayability. Even just finishing the game, it gave me like a password, so I can basically play as like this Jason Voorhees looking character. Which is kind of cool, right? But yeah, there's loads of things you can keep unlocking and keep doing through various different playthroughs. I definitely didn't have a shotgun the first time through. Yeah, just a great game, man. I really can't recommend it enough. Okay, so the game I've been waiting to play is Assault Suits Vulcan, also known as Cybernet on the Super Nintendo. I'm playing the PS2 version. Shout out to the homie Dylan, aka Hyper Trigger X. He sent me a like a start lead for the PS2, and it does look great. And I've got to say, I really feel the weight in the mech suit, probably more so than any other game I've ever played, especially when you go to the options and turn vibration on. In the PS2 era, you used to have to turn on vibration. But yeah, it just feels like heavy, you know, it feels solid, the way you jump. One of the sort of benefits, as well as slightly improved graphics, of the PS2 version of the Super Nintendo was that you get more dialogue, more sort of story in what you got with the Super Famicom, I think. But I'll be honest with you, so far the text has just annoyed me. I'm not playing Assault Suits Vulcan for the story. And every time you die, because this is like my third attempt at the first level, it makes you go through the whole sort of like cutscene again to start the level. So that's kind of annoying, but in terms of how the game feels, it feels great. So you're just a mech suit that can fly, you've got different weapons, look, you can punch. Yeah, you just feel very powerful.
Hopefully this time, third time lucky, I'll get through the first level.
Well, that will not be game number 17 of the year. Looks great, feels great, absolute nails. I must have tried 20 times and not made it past the first level. And I refuse to see that intro screen again. So, whilst I've got the PS2 hooked up to its nice new SCART lead, well, I was really enjoying this game. And I've been sat here for about 5 minutes. For 4.5 of those minutes, I was thinking it's just PS2 load times. But now I'm starting to think, yeah, it's probably not coming back on. Which is a shame, because I was enjoying the playthrough. And it's been a while since I've saved it.
Retro Ghetto.
What a miserable, horrible day.
But not inside the 3.0. Let's open some parcels, shall we? Where's my knife? Okay, let's do it, shall we? As I said, I've been sitting on some of these parcels for quite a bit of time, and yeah, it's always good to open parcels, isn't it? Always puts a smile on my face. So, let's just go from the top, shall we? This one is from Brad. I've spoken about Brad many times on this channel. Absolute legend. Brad's the founder of the Little Warriors Foundation, and there's a lot of charity work from Ormond Street. And there's actually a package on its way to you, Brad. So that'll be with you any day, sir. And he reached out to me off the back of the NEC Toy Fair video that I did. I showed that WrestleMania VHS box set, which I've already looked at on this vlog again. And yeah, I love that thing. But there was one missing, and I fully expected for me to have a safe search on my eBay for a long time to come and hoped that one day it would pop up. It's such a niche item, and as I say, when it comes as part of a set, it's not the sort of thing that people tend to get rid of one of. But yeah, Brad reached out. I think he said his was incomplete anyway and in terrible condition, and I think he said he doesn't have a VHS player. So shout out to Brad, come to the rescue again. He sent me the one that I was missing from that set. I also want to give a massive shout out to the kindest man on YouTube, the most generous man on YouTube, Gordon Gibbo84. He did something similar. He also reached out to me and said he had it. So there's me thinking I was going to be sort of hunting for a long time for this VHS, and 2 people offered it me. Obviously I don't need 2, but many thanks for the thought, Gordon. So the one that I was missing was WrestleMania 11. So this is, looking at the back, what have we got featured on this one? We've got Bam Bam Bigelow, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Diesel. Yeah, WrestleMania 11. I'm not sure what the headline was. Let's have a look. Oh, Pamela Anderson's in there as well. Always a bonus, right? 1995. Wow. But yeah, really nice to finally complete that set. I'm loving that VHS set. The only reason I didn't watch a WrestleMania last night was because I was having a bit of a PS2 night, and I was using the sort of B&O old school CRT TV to have my PS2 night, so I couldn't watch the VHS. I've got this up here. So I was playing Shaolin Monks last night, and it just sort of stopped loading. And when I opened it and had a look at the disc, it's got a couple of really big scratches on it. You might not see it on camera, which is annoying because I bought this from CEX, so always check your discs. Thankfully, I've got a fantastic local branch. Shout out to the Burton-on-Trent store. I'm going to take this in next time I visit, and they'll run that through the resurfacer for me, and hopefully I'll be able to carry on from my last save, because I've actually really enjoyed playing this. Brad has also sent a sticker sheet, so I'm assuming this is for Little Man. Some Mario stickers, he'll love that. Let's go with his new Mario bedroom, right? His Mario wallpaper that he's got. So yeah, I'll be passing that on. But massive thank you for that one, Brad. It's much appreciated. Like I say, just something that I thought would take me a long time to find. Okay, so this next one is something that I ordered, but it came via a viewer of the channel. Let's get into it. So a viewer of the channel reached out to me on this one, Jason. He was at Lee Market, I believe it's called, in Lancashire. And there's a place there called Gremlins Games. So if you're ever in the area, make sure you go and check out Gremlins Games. You'll be seeing some of the images on screen now. And he basically hooked me up. He sent me some photographs of the Super Nintendo games that were there. And there was one that I needed. And between us, we managed to broker a deal with the owner of Gremlins Games. So obviously I sent him the money and the postage, and he kindly posted this out to me. So shout out to Jason for being the middleman on this one. It's much appreciated, my friend. Feeding my collective habit, enabling me. But yeah, this is just a game which you don't really see it. I'd heard of it, I'd seen the box art, but it wasn't until I looked into the gameplay that I sort of realised what kind of game it was, and it actually looks pretty good. So anyway, let's get into it. It's very well packaged, so be careful to open this. And that game is Time Slip. So as I say, this is just one of them games that you don't really ever see. It's only £25 at CEX, but I've never seen it in stock. There's sold listings up to £125 on eBay, but obviously that's condition dependent. I'm not sure if this one actually got a UK release. Looking at eBay, the vast majority of the listings are in Germany, which is often the case with games which didn't get a release in the UK. This is a side-scrolling run-and-gun game that was released in 1993, set, I believe, 100 years in the future. The usual story here, you're trying to stop aliens from taking over the Earth over 5 varied stages. There's also like a vehicular level, which looks like a shmup. It's just one of them games that you never hear about, but as you'll see now, looking at the gameplay, it looks really interesting. There's certain parts of this which are reminiscent of Contra or Probotector. There's also sort of like Turrican elements. I'm certainly not expecting this game to be as good as those, but it definitely looks like it'll be worth a play. And this was listed at Gremlins Games for £22, as you can see there. But we managed to get a great deal. I managed to get this for £15, and obviously I put postage on top, so it was the best part of £20, and the condition's poor, right? It's clearly not in very good condition. But I wanted it simply because you never see it. You never come across it. It is complete to my knowledge. Yeah, again, manual's not in great condition, but it is there. The cartridge looks okay. Shouldn't be too much of an issue with playing it. And yeah, just one of them that I'm excited to play. And it's rare that I still find Super Nintendo games and I'm not sure how they play, right? At this point, I've seen gameplay on pretty much all the 530 that are part of the power set. But this one really surprised me. The box art doesn't really give much away, right? Time Slip. Yes, Dr. Gilgamesh. You are all that stands in the way of the reptilian shapeshifters and the portals of time. Should you choose to slip into the vortex of time and challenge these surly creatures, you will have to be quick. The shapeshifters of the planet Trimat are taking full advantage of the break in the time continuum, and they are perilously close to establishing a base in our past. If allowed to pass through time portals, even a small Timation force would overwhelm the armies of Earth's past. Go quickly, Dr. Gilgamesh. The Termatians are nearing the time portals of medieval times, ancient Rome, ancient Egypt, and the year 2097. Earth history. This day and your very existence may never come to pass. So for me, as I say, just hearing about ancient Rome and ancient Egypt and looking at how varied the levels are, yeah, this is definitely one I'm looking forward to putting in and giving some playtime real soon, and hopefully can clean this up a little bit, put it in a box protector, and make it look worthy of going somewhere near the Super Nintendo wall. But yeah, make sure you're checking out Gremlins Games if you're ever in that area. And once again, massive shout out to Jason for helping me out with this one. Right, okay, so this next one's actually been opened. And that is because it was for Little Man. So I had a viewer of the channel, Sophie, reach out to me. And she said to me, oh, I've got some Lego figures for your army. Sent me some pictures. And I said, look, I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you, but there's nothing there that would go in my army. My army is quite specific, quite niche, right? I want just sort of Romans or potentially even the Spartans. I know that historically they don't go together, but it's my army, what are you going to do? So I said thanks but no thanks, and she said, look, well, I want to send them to you, have them for little man. So there's a few Lego figures in here, and again, that's why it's open, because yeah, I gave little man one. But there's all sorts in here, sort of like Marvel characters. I'm not doing a very good job of showing them to you, but there's quite a few Lego figures in here. There was one thing that I'm going to keep, yeah, the last thing still in here, and that was a red cape. This will go on one of my Romans that is missing a cape, so shout out to Sophie for that. There is actually a note in here as well. Hi Callum, I've been watching your channel for about a year or so now, and love when you release new videos showing off your collection. Charity shop hunting, and we can't forget Seaweed Boy. I think he's ready to shake that moniker. Anyways, keep up the amazing videos, and congrats on another retro Ghetto joining the crew. Thank you very much, Sophie. Here are a few Lego minifigures for Ghetto Jr. I hope he likes them. From Sophie. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much. Keeps little man occupied. Right, okay, so now we move on to the big one.
The big one.
And as you can see, this is from Strictly Limited. This is the parcel I've been sitting on for a little while now, but it's time to open it. So shout out to the people at Strictly Limited. I'm going to try and open this without showing all the address information and everything. Yeah. Right, okay, so I think there's more in here than I thought. Let's just pour it out, right, and see where we are. So we have got Strictly Limited Super Nintendo compatible PAL version cartridge of Cotton 100%. So this is limited to just 800 copies, and this game was originally released in 1994. This is the second release in the Cotton series, and I'm really happy to have this, as this was previously only released in Japan, I believe, on the Famicom, and later I think it got a Japanese PlayStation release. This is very much a cute 'em up, and yeah, as you're seeing on screen now, it looks very much like the kind of shmups I enjoy. I enjoy that kind of older style shoot 'em ups. Last night I played Sylphied, and that's almost a little bit too modern for me. That kind of in-between era, that kind of PlayStation 2, Dreamcast era, it's not my favourite. I either prefer the modern retro aesthetic or the actual retro pixel art aesthetic, and as you'll be seeing on screen now, Cotton 100% ticks all those boxes, and to have a Super Nintendo version of it, yeah, it's just mind blown, right, in 2023. Right, okay, so I think we've got to open this, haven't we? See what's inside this. It's not every day you get a brand new Super Nintendo box to open. Obviously this won't be part of the Super Nintendo set, but we'll definitely find room for it in the collection. Okay, we're in. So let's see what we've got in here, shall we? Okay, so we've got a manual, and it's a full colour manual, so that's nice. And like I said, these are limited to just 8,000 copies, so really nice to be able to add one to my collection. And this definitely looks like a game that I'll be playing. Another one for the backlog, right? The amount of times I say I'll be playing this soon, and then I realise, oh, that backlog keeps growing. But yeah, really excited to just see what this one's all about. And then you've got the cartridge. Let's say this is the PAL version. Yeah, so massive shout out to Strictly Limited for that. But I'm going to get on to Strictly Limited a bit more as we get through this box. So I'm going to pop that down there. I'm going to have a sip of tea. And we're going to dive into see what's next. Right, okay, so we have got another collector's edition, Panorama Cotton. And I think, hang on, this is also for Panorama Cotton. So this must be part of it, but right, okay. Anyway, so the game itself is Panorama Cotton. This was a 1994 rail shooter developed by Success and released exclusively for the Mega Drive in Japan. Very different to the horizontal scrolling cute-em-up of Cotton 100% that we just looked at. This is like a pseudo 3D scrolling shooter, more reminiscent of games like Space Harrier. Yeah, looks interesting. Let's just open it, shall we, and see what's inside this. This is intriguing me more than anything, so I'm going to save that. I'm going to open this one. Okay, so we've got a nice sleeve. And then, yeah, I love these boxes, man. I know it's small things and use small rhymes, right? But I love these magnetic boxes. Okay, so what's inside here? Okay, let me paint you a picture. You've got this awesome collector's edition and think, this can't get any better. But then you open up the box and here it is. A close-up of Silk's belly button. That is not what I was expecting. That is... That's bizarre. Right, anyway. So what I've got here is what looks like a scroll. Yeah, so there's what appears to be a small metal tin. It's probably best I don't say where my mind went as to what can go in this tin. What else have we got in here? Panorama Cotton original CD soundtrack. And what looks like a lenticular card. And a few postcards with all the artwork on. Is this a sticker? I'm not sure if this is a sticker or a tattoo. It kind of feels like it might be one of those tattoo transfers. There's more. Wow, okay. A huge poster featuring quite scantily clad ladies there, but nice artwork. I reckon this is up Dillon Street, right? Hyper Trigger X. This would be going on your kitchen wall, wouldn't it? Okay, and the game itself. So I've got Panorama Cotton on the Nintendo Switch. And it just says on the back, the groundbreaking 3D Q-Tem Up is back. But yeah, shout out for that. Let's put all this stuff back in. And now I can open this box because I'm intrigued as to what this is. What on earth? So it looks like a mug. Yeah, so it's like a mug with some artwork on it. Hey, I really need to tidy up. I can't move right now for packaging. There's stuff everywhere. Right, okay, so the reason that the good people at Strictly Limited have sent me this stuff is to raise awareness for Rainbow Cotton, which they've just put out the pre-order for. The link will be in the description below. So Rainbow Cotton was originally a 2000 release that was exclusive to the Japanese Dreamcast. As I say, the pre-order is available now. It's available on the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. There's just 1,000 copies in stock for those systems. And also the Nintendo Switch, where I think there's 4,000 copies available. This features enhanced controls and graphics on the original, but you'll also have the option to sort of switch backwards and forwards so you can play it in its original state should you wish to do so. And yeah, just a massive shout out to Strictly Limited for sending me this stuff. It never goes unappreciated, right? I started this channel because I love buying video games, essentially. I never thought I'd be in a position where companies that are sending me them. So yeah, massive, massive shout out to them for that. And that is going to do it for another Ghetto vlog. And I've got to say, I've loved this week. From kicking it off with Little Man at the Toy Fair to just kicking back, relaxing and playing some video games. As much as I enjoy constantly upgrading this room, it's been nice to have a week off from DIY and just utilize this room for its primary function, which is relaxing and playing some good video games. And I've definitely taken advantage of that this week. With Mini Ghetto's imminent arrival, I don't know how many evenings I'm going to have to just sit back and play video games in the near future. So yeah, it's been nice to do that. The haters ain't going to last long. I've got big plans for next week, as well as a huge toy and game hunt which is coming with some friends and some fellow tubers. So keep it locked to the channel for that, and also for what will hopefully be Wednesday's video, which is that heavy hitting CEX lottery that I've got coming. So yeah, fingers crossed that one goes well. But as always, a massive shout out to everybody that's taken the time to watch. It is much appreciated. If you want to continue to support the channel further, there is a link below to the Ghetto gang. Have a great Sunday. I'll see you all real soon. Play your games, keep it retro. In a bit.
Retro Ghetto.
That sounds.
Lock into the retro ghetto.